To the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey, where Scott does his weekly check-in with nutrition coach Cheryl Nasso every week live on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notifier so you first know when new episodes come out. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. My name's Scott Schweitzer. I'm the Clydesdale. She's Cheryl Nasso. She's my nutrition coach. We're here doing our check-in. And before we get to that, got new merch today.
Ooh.
Got the new Clydesdale Media logo sticker round in the blue. And we've got the yellow square Clydesdale Media. If you want some, they are FREE free. All you have to do is DM me.
Ooh. Free shipping?
Yep.
That's sweet.
For our listeners, it's the least I could do.
That's sweet. You know, normally you get those free things and they're like, but you have to pay the $4.95 shipping and handling. So
no, I'm even paying for the stamp.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to connect with you today. It's been a little bit. Actually, we haven't talked since we didn't do a podcast last week, did we?
No, it's been a wild week that we'll probably get into in future weeks.
Yeah.
Right now, my work has been utterly insane. And just so people know, my day job, I do testing for our systems at the state of Ohio. And when those systems go down, then you have to test immediately to make sure everything's back up and running correctly. And then when they go down again, then you have to test again and again and again. And that's pretty much what my last week and a half has been like. And so last week I decided to hop in a car and go to Knoxville.
Yeah. And that's kind of like, so we missed our podcast last week. Your check-in day is Wednesday, Thursday. So typically you fill in your form for me on Wednesday. I review it, send you notes. We chat on Thursday. And literally I had the feeling that something was off because you didn't message me at all. And then I texted you and I didn't get a message back. And then the next thing I knew, you're in a car in Knoxville. And this is what's so hard is like communication is like the easiest way to just like make sure that everybody's on the same page. And I like just had no idea what was going on. And I was worried sick about you as your coach.
So just, you know, when I'm pulled in to work in the server area, I can't even take my phone in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that server area, I can't have my cell phone.
Got it.
So like when I get called in there, I have no choice but to be, and I have other stuff going on, like family stuff that I can't even take it in with me for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens. I get in there and then I can't look at my phone. I can't do anything. I just have to work on what I'm working on and I can't leave till I can leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened last week.
Yeah. It was just like, for me, you know, like I'm going through, and this is me being transparent. Like I'm being 100% honest right now on the air, which is hard for me. I'm going through a really tough time myself. My mom's very sick. And last Thursday, I had an appointment with you and I wasn't going to give up that commitment. And I was at the hospital with my mom on Thursday. And I'm like, I got to take this call, Mom. I walked out the room and I'm like calling you. And I'm being honest because if I'm not honest, it's not, I'm not going to make this about that. But a simple like message like, hey, I'm not going to be able to take the call today. Because I'm like I'm at the hospital with my mom right now who's not doing well. And I'm like feeling like, all right, okay. And then like, it was something that I had to be honest about, that I, as your coach, like that was something that I was like, dang, I couldn't even get a quick, hey, can't talk right now. Hey, I got to reschedule my appointment. I'm leaving, whatever, because I did keep that commitment to you. And as a coach who cares, that's something that I have to be honest about. So that was just something I wanted to mention.
Well, I apologize. And 98% of the time I work from home. And so like, it's never a problem for me to be able to text or whatever during that time if something gets busy. This is just that one instance where I'm locked in a room and can't take my cell phone in.
Yeah. And I agree. I totally understand. But I like had to tell you what I was feeling on the other end. I'm like, this sucks. So so kind of going away from that, is you had an amazing weekend. Okay, so let's talk about how much fun you had this weekend at semifinals.
So I did have a lot of fun. Of course, in Scott Way, I can't do anything easy. I get there, I'm walking into the venue on the first day, and I step in a giant hole.
Jesus.
My ankle, my knee buckle, and then I try to catch myself, and I torqued my back.
Oh,
Literally, I didn't even get into the venue. I was walking. I had just got to like Vendor Village, and I step in this hole, and Jamie said when she saw the way I tried to catch myself, she knew like I was toast.
that sucks.
So it didn't really hurt that much that day. It got worse as the weekend went on. And then it was just like getting into squats positions to get it to stretch and getting into other positions to get it to stretch all weekend. And I still had a really good time. So, but it was like, now I have this thing hanging over me through the whole weekend.
Yeah. Now kind of shifting into nutrition, it's been a rough couple of weeks.
Logging wise, it sure has.
Yeah.
I have not had a lot of control over my time over the last couple weeks. But I have done really well making the best of what I had.
Okay. And I agree that's kind of what I wanted today to be about is, when it comes to these journeys that people are on, is it's not always going to be smooth sailing. You're going to hit road bumps. You're going to have times like this where it's like you're just off track a little bit. It's okay. It's not failing. It's not winning. It's not anything. It just is what it is. It's that, it's been a little bit of a rocky couple of weeks, like it has been, so I think that it's okay to say like right now, like I'm so physically and mentally exhausted by other things going on here that I haven't been as focused as I should be where I know I need to be. But it doesn't mean I'm completely derailing. It just means that I haven't been making that push to make the next step happen because my mental and physical batteries are drained. Does that kind of resonate?
This is probably going to go down a road I didn't want to go down today, but I mean, we're here and I'm having some mental issues with everything going on around me. And this was the straw that broke kind of the camel's back. So we would go to the venue early in the morning and our hotel had breakfast. So I would grab a scoop of eggs and either bacon or sausage and then go to the venue. I had beef jerky and apples and stuff in my bag to kind of live on till I got to dinner. We'd go out to dinner and the waiter or waitress would come to the table and they would automatically assume that the dinner I ordered was for Jamie and the dinner that Jamie ordered was for me. Because I'm eating the chicken and the fruit plate and the coleslaw, and Jamie's getting the steak and the fries and all that kind of stuff, right? And it just hit me hard this weekend. Like I'm working my ass off so hard by making these changes, and I feel like sometimes it's for naught. Does that make sense? Like it just hit me in that moment this weekend. Here I am. I have to be so careful about every little freaking morsel that I put in my mouth. And the progress is so freaking slow.
I
And
am. Go ahead and finish because I wasn't going to cut you off. I thought you were done.
that's it.
I'm really proud of you right now for sharing that. And you're right. It's not fair. And I think I've said this before that people judge a person by what they see without knowing where that person's been and where they're going. No idea at all. The external shell doesn't matter.
I just want to cry. All I want to do is cry. Like, I feel like I'll be honest. I feel like, is it even worth it anymore?
Yes.
Like, I'm here. I am working my ass off every effing day. And
I didn't think we were going to go here today, but we're here. And I think we needed to be here. And whether it's on air or not, this conversation needed to happen because it is really hard. It is really fucking hard to make changes. And you're right, progress is really slow. But what's the alternative? What's the alternative to just not doing anything? Where do you go then? What's the alternative to, and we're going to talk about simplifying things, but what's the alternative to just throwing in the towel right now?
I'm not going to throw in the towel.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. But what I'm telling you is when you're in these places, for one, your feelings are valid. You were judged this weekend. And that's a fucked up thing for anybody to do, excuse my language. Like, you were judged, and that makes you feel uncomfortable because you're busting your ass and you're still looked at like the guy that needs to lose weight. And
it wasn't even so much that, it's that, like, it just illustrated how meticulous I have to be to make any progress.
well, when you say meticulous, right? Let's talk about this. Because I had this conversation with a client of mine last week. She said, I just feel like I'm working so hard. I'm working out every single day. Instead of sitting in my lunch hour, I go to the gym, I'm meal prepping, I'm doing, all this stuff. And it's just, I don't even know why. I'm like, well, what do you think people do that are fit and healthy and live a healthy life do? They do that.
I understand, but I used to love working out, and now it just hurts. Like, everything just hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I step in that hole on Friday, and then everything I try to do fitness wise hurts.
Your body's in pain, inflammation.
All of that. And then you go to a restaurant and you have to replace the fries with broccoli and do all these extra steps that other people don't have to do, and it gets you nowhere.
But when you say that other people don't have to do, who are you referring to?
I'm just venting. I have
No,
not.
I
I'm
know.
not
I'm asking you because
anybody.
Guess what? A lot of people do that. It just might not have been the people sitting at your table. So even though you might have been the one at the table that was swapping French fries for broccoli, it doesn't mean that there were two other tables right around you that somebody at the table was also the only one swapping out French fries for broccoli. Like, it can feel very lonely when you're watching people around you just free with food and not thinking about it, and you're putting in effort and you're like, I just want to be like that. And I'll be honest, a weekend like semifinals, I probably would have told you, hey, enjoy a couple of fun meals. Don't sweat it. You come back home, you pick up where you left off. Like, that's
The whole weekend had an element to this, and it wasn't even all nutrition.
yeah.
So it just was a pile on.
Yeah.
And I went off on it on Saturday night show. I mean, I had security called on me at the venue for following the instructions I was given.
I didn't even watch that yet. I gotta catch up.
I had them called on me and told where, and you've been a part of my team. So you will actually understand this.
Yeah.
I was told this person was trying to tell me where I could do an interview and where I could not. I was following the procedures given to me by the head of media for the Syndicate Crown and the head of media for CrossFit. I asked them to go talk to them. I then get talked to by the head of media from the Syndicate Crown, asking me to do it in another venue. And I said, that's fine. I said, I just don't want to be picked on as the one team that has to do it this way and nobody else. Oh, no. Everybody has to follow these rules. The only people allowed in that area will be medical. The same people that were allowed to do stuff last year were allowed to continue to do it the incorrect way this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just tired of always being singled out as the people who get talked to. And
like,
then you go to dinner and then this happens and it's just a pile on of more, right?
Well, yeah, it's that feeling. And I think we've been here before where it's like, you're always being picked on in some way. Like, it's like, this is this is
and
that.
It's nobody with authority. It's
just,
I called her Little Miss Puffy Pants on the podcast, but she had no authority to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But yet makes my whole afternoon miserable because of her perception.
Right. It's so hard, Scott, because like I said, a fat loss journey, a weight loss journey does require sacrifice. Anybody who says that they don't have to work hard for weight loss is lying. There's decisions that are being made on a daily basis, especially because most people, when they gain weight, there's other influences. It's not just you in a bubble, right? Like it's there's so many things going on. And I think that you were kind of like at your breaking point. Like, work has been crazy busy. Your wife has been going through a rough time. Hopefully she's on the mend. Hopefully things will be getting better with that. Like the decision to travel, even things like podcast sponsorship and all of these things, these moving pieces. And this is good for everybody to hear, because guess what? If it's not the person at the dinner table, it's the person at the pool party that says something to somebody. It's all of those things, or they're the one at the pool party that's not eating the snacks, or at the barbecue that's not eating the snacks. Everybody experiences this stuff in different ways. It shows up in different ways and it affects them in different ways. And we all have a choice to be like, all right, I know that this sucks right now. Like, I know I've kind of just been out of my element, but like, I'm going to get back to my program, back to my structure. And when you're feeling that fatigue, that's what I'm here for. And I know that like, I probably was the last person on your mind to reach out to that night, but man, a text message of like, just had a really tough night. Like, I was at the dinner table and I'm like making good choices. And I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt off. Like, it could have been all it was. And then I probably would ask you what happened, but it's.
I just didn't even know how to process it myself. I don't know.
Well, that's why it's crazy how I didn't know where today's episode was going to go. I mostly just wanted to kind of get you back into the swing of things, but this is all making sense. It's all making sense. Like, just the whole lead up to this talk today, so, but, I think it's also important right now to look at how far you've come and know that like all that's behind you. You've done all that hard work leading up to this. And what you're doing isn't really, I think also sometimes when you're in a place of overwhelm, the simplest things can feel so overwhelming. So like, for instance, on my end, if I was like, I just feel like I have to be so meticulous. Like, I'm the one at the table that's swapping out French fries for broccoli. You're like, on your end, it's like, well, was that really that hard? Or did it just feel hard because you're feeling like you're being a problem to the waitress or the waiter, and that you're the one, and that you're kind of like, people are looking at you.
More the judging thing.
Like the judgment thing, right? It's that stuff. It's knowing that it's not even about the meticulousness. It's about, we think things are harder than they really are because of how they're affecting us mentally. And it's really hard to just keep going, but that's where resiliency, and that's where people become successful. It's actually leading into that discomfort and being able to say, all right, like I can feel a certain way. And guess what? On Monday morning, I'm going to wake up happy with my decisions, you know? So I
I
don't know.
think it just was a breaking point.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. I'm telling you as your coach that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for being able to be like, all right, like I've been so freaking busy with everything and like just it's been not my priority right now. And I'm like recommitting to like back to routine. You don't have any travel on the schedule till the games. Are you going to the games?
The only travel I have is just a day trip with my mom to the U.S. Olympic swimming trials,
Oh, fun. When is that?
June 15th.
Okay. All right. So, but other than that, nothing till the games. Are you going to the games?
I have not made that call yet.
Okay. Is it going to be one of those last minute get in the car and go to Knoxville type of things?
I cannot drive to Fort Worth.
Okay.
So I have to get a plane ticket if I'm going to go.
Well, regardless, we got a couple of months. We got about 8 weeks or so. One day trip, 4th of July, easy peasy. Now, I say easy peasy, but just because you don't have any trips doesn't mean that you're still not going to have daily stressors. And the next thing that to talk about today is I forget the quote. Have you read the book Atomic Habits?
No.
Oh my gosh, Scott. If people on this podcast, if you guys have not read Atomic Habits, you need to read Atomic Habits. And if you don't read, audiobook it. You won't want to turn it off. If you're anybody that is into self-help, self-development, personal growth, the book will change your life. But he talks about the fact that we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the structure of our systems or something along that way. Is that the people that are most successful, they don't just become successful by focusing on the goal. That's funny. They
I
focus
needed a chuckle.
they focus on putting systems in place and following routine with that. Like for instance, I work out every day at noon, whatever that is for you. I eat at these times of the day, every day, at whatever it is. And I think that right now it's been your routine's been a little thrown off and that you're not in your routine in your groove because of your work schedule and everything. So what we really need is like to pivot. How can we make things super easy for you this week to nutritionally just recommit to getting back on routine with your tracking and your nutrition and all that stuff?
Well, I came home to no groceries in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I have to do is go get groceries.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to start logging again. I have what I ate today. I ate like normal stuff that I eat all the time. So,
Okay. So you had some food at home.
well, breakfast, I had eggs and egg whites because my wife doesn't eat the egg whites. So there's plenty of that. And then I had, there was some chicken breast left. So I had that with a salad for lunch.
Okay. Do you have dinner tonight or not yet?
I do not have, I have no uncooked protein in my house.
Okay.
I have like one hamburger that was left over from before I left and the chicken I used up today.
Okay. So are you planning on going to the store, getting takeout? What's the plan for tonight?
I don't have a car till my wife gets home. I'm hoping to go to the store or do a Instacart to get some groceries here within an hour of getting off this call.
Okay. So again, worst case scenario, you get takeout tonight to make it easy for yourself. Can you find a place locally to get some healthy takeout?
Sure can.
In fact, let me be honest, you can order from a Chinese restaurant and get steamed chicken and broccoli and rice and likely have leftovers for tomorrow.
True.
And you could totally use whatever sauces you have at home to jazz it up. And then you can still get your Instacart if you want, or you can order that stop at the grocery store. Now you don't have to cook and you have your groceries, So like you can totally make something like that work. Go to the grocery store, pick up your groceries, grab a rotisserie chicken. I mean, I know you had chicken for lunch, but you can do
Well, I
that.
have chicken every day now, so.
You could also make a flatbread pizza. That's a fun meal, Lavash bread, some marinara sauce, turkey pepperoni. It's easy. Like keep it easy for yourself tonight. And,
Yep.
or, you can grill up some burgers and have a burger tonight and have a burger tomorrow, like whatever is easier. I don't know what your schedule looks like the rest of the day.
Well,
So
now that I'm doing all the cooking, I cook a bunch of burgers and a bunch of chicken at the beginning of the week.
mhm.
And then I can chop up the burger if I need to, chop
Yeah.
up the chicken if I need to, or just eat them as is. And then I supplement with other cooking throughout the week. But I don't want to cook every night. So
Yeah. So I think that simplicity tonight might be cancel cooking tonight, get something pre-made, even if you're getting pre-made from the grocery store. And then you can cook tomorrow. Buy the groceries today so that all you have to do tomorrow is cook them. And now tomorrow is already Wednesday. So you're really only cooking. Well, even if you cook extra, you have stuff for the weekend.
correct.
So it's not like the weekend has to be any different than the weekdays, So, but yeah, I think the main thing today is to first of all, I'm glad that we went down this rabbit hole. I think
Rod Zombie says, treat yourself, get some steak. Didn't he hear this is what started this whole emotional roller coaster?
well, you can totally have steak. Try and stick to leaner cuts. Stick to top sirloin. Top round is a horrible cut of steak. Don't ever get unless you're slow cooking it. Top sirloin is probably going to be the leanest and still give you some good flavor. Or like a flank steak is pretty lean too. But
I actually did have a steak in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Nick, just so you know, we did go to Outback one night, and I did get a fillet.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So I mean, I think that get yourself some stuff. Gym wise, so how's the body feeling?
So it's getting a little bit better every day. It's just the back. The one thing I will say is for years I would go to these events and my feet would be killing me.
Yeah.
My feet were fine all weekend.
Good. Yeah.
And I did a lap like every heat where the press pits were, there was like little boxes you could be in. So I'd go sideline, upper sideline, finish line, then go back, get an interview, take them back around, get to do the interview, then pop out. And I did that lap for every heat. Mm-hmm. And I was killing it.
That's funny. So I guess my question is, are you able to get back in the gym or is work crazy?
I'm taking Julie to work the rest of the week. So
Yeah.
I can go at noon.
I love it.
And then they're having a summer kickoff party Friday night.
Awesome. That's awesome. I think that mentally, that's what you need right now. I think that mentally you need to kind of be around some other people that, like Scott, I know this journey's hard, and you're very brave for putting yourself out there the way that you do. And the whole reason we started this show was because when you had that goal of I want to lose 100 pounds by the next CrossFit Games, I was like, I want you to have the accountability you need. And I knew that this show would be one more thing to hold you accountable to those promises to yourself. And so I knew that was going to come with some transparency, but I also knew that other people were also going to be there to support you. And I know everybody that watches the show that I talk to wants nothing but the best for you. And they want you to be successful. And, I get a lot of comments on how your journey has touched people. And so I know that it can feel like you're working hard and getting nowhere, but I also want to remind you that you're inspiring a lot of other people out there to work hard and be patient in the process and all of that stuff. And that's not any pressure on you. That's just letting you know that people do value your hard work.
Well, I can say my fitness level was better this year at semis than last. And that's even with AFib in the middle, because I did those laps and then the media room was 2 stories up. So I would do those stairs up and down all day long. And they never, ever affected me.
That's awesome. So I think that this week for you, it's simplifying dinner tonight, getting a plan in place for the rest of the week, and I'm going to be texting you every day this week. Like, let's get on the food tracking journal. It doesn't, even if you have to like eyeball things sometimes because you're busy, I don't care. It's not about perfection, right? It's about just being consistent, so we'll see where things are at, and not stress about things. No stress, no worries, be happy, as Bob Marley says, right? So
Yeah. Mark Moss is talking about the Uplift Challenge. If you guys don't know about that, Mark has a charity called Uplift. It's about suicide prevention, and they put out a monthly workout that the community can do together.
Uplift
So make sure you check that out.
Challenge. I will also promote that on my podcast, Uplift Challenge.
Yeah, in the past few months, he's had like Rudy Berger did the workout, Scott Tetlow did the workout, like created the workout.
Is there a website for it?
They're on IG as Uplift, all caps.
I'm looking for them right now.
If he has a website, I'm sure he'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I would totally also promote that on my challenge right now.
It's actually brought to you by Wad Zombie this month.
Uplift WAD. I found it. Great. I'm following you guys now. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Awesome. Something to do. Brought to you by Wad Zombie this month. That's awesome. All right.
Two of my favorite people working together.
Yeah. Wad Zombie's real name is Nick, right?
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I said it right.
And Mark Moss is the one that runs Uplift.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I just started following them. All right. So this week, back to tracking. You got this. How's your work schedule? Crazy?
Today was a lot of catch up. I think I'm actually gonna have a couple days. I don't want to say it.
You don't want to jinx yourself.
I don't want to say it.
Okay.
But I do have a project I have to run in like a week.
Are you in the office or at home?
I'm at home right now.
Okay. This week though, pretty much.
And the only time I get called in is emergency. So like I won't know unless it happens.
Okay. So like last week when you had to like couldn't have the phone, or that's probably not going to happen again this week, hopefully.
As long as all the servers stay up and running.
Okay. All right. So then this week, let's just try and hammer it. Remind yourself of where you're going. Like you're going to have thoughts and emotions. I know you got a lot of stuff on your plate right now and it's hard to stay focused. I totally get it. Like I told you in the beginning, like it was hard. I was taking work calls at the hospital. I totally get it. Like right now, that's a whole nother thing that I'm taking on. And all I've been doing right now is like food and training is on autopilot. I'm not worried about making progress in the gym right now. I'm worried about not regressing. I've made too much progress in the last 6 months that I don't want to see myself go back down. So I'm just holding on tight and maintaining right now. So in fact, I've been doing a lot of the same workouts. I know that sounds probably counterintuitive to a lot of CrossFitters, but just another tip for you, Scott. Like my Mondays, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this workout that I did last Monday again this Monday because I don't have to think about it. And I'm just going to do it faster or in a different rep scheme. Like that's kind of what I've been doing because it's been taking the thinking out of it for me. So just a little tip for you too.
Yeah. Well, I will let you know how it goes. Again, taking Julie to work the rest of the week so I can go to the gym. And I can't wait. Friday night party.
That's awesome. I have to catch up on the podcast. I haven't gotten to listen to any of them. I actually haven't even finished watching the semifinals. I've watched bits and pieces of it, while I've been doing like either zone 2 training or whatever. I'll put it on, but yeah. Yes, Wad Zombie Nick. This is my gum of choice, Trident spearmint flavor. It's been my choice for I don't know how long. So always
it's funny. I had not been chewing gum. I used to all the time. And then I didn't. And then I had it this weekend. And it is a game changer.
It really is. I am a gum junkie. I will tell you this. I cannot work out without gum. There's been times where I've gotten to the gym and I'm like, oh, I forgot gum. And I'm like, I'll like literally go to a gas station before I go to the gym if I forgot it. So always have gum.
Yeah, I like the icebreakers.
Yeah. I like the Trident spearmint. This flavor tends to last the longest. That's why I like it. So But
Denise Moore, Trident Cinnamon is my go-to.
yeah, see, the cinnamon and the other flavors don't really do it for me. I've had the 5 gum too. That's also a good one. I like that one too. I just stick to
5
this.
gum
Yeah.
was my good luck gum when I pitched softball.
Mm.
The blue 5 gum, because
Yep.
our uniforms were blue. And we won 3 city championships with me chewing that gum.
Do y'all remember the this is totally off topic. Remember the zebra gum?
That has 15 seconds of flavor.
Yes. And you would just like chain chew it because like the flavor would run out so fast. That was like my favorite. Or like
Fruit stripes.
huh?
Zebra fruit stripes.
Yeah, those are them. And then there was another one, the bubble tape that was like the roll, and it was like you pull it out. I remember that gum too.
That's a little after my time.
Yeah.
That's that 10 years difference between our age.
Yeah, the bubble tape gum. And then there was well, there was always the double bubble. That was like rock hard. Like you'd have to like really bite it to like get it to soften up. And then it would finally like, and it also lost its flavor in like 2 seconds. But yeah.
Yeah. The big revelation so like when I was a kid, it was either like the stick gum, like Wrigley's or any of those. And then in your trading cards, you got that hard flat piece of gum.
Yeah.
And then when they came out with Big League Chew, like our lives changed.
I remember that gum too. Yeah. Yeah, gum, man. I definitely gum is a game changer. It's funny because like
Big League Chew.
It's a great way. Like if you're a snacker and you just like randomly snack throughout the day, I think it's a great way to like while you're dieting nutritionally. It's not like I'm not telling people if you're hungry to just chew gum, but if you're used to snacking, it can kind of stop you from just grabbing things. Kind of keeps your mouth busy. So, anyways, but gum topic. So
I'm trying to think.
that was really the gum, the zebra gum, and then I mean obviously there was juicy fruit, and for a little while there I was into Extra used to make a like a dessert gum line, and this was like recent years, like in the last 10 years or so, and they had like I think it was like a mint cookie or a mint ice cream one, mint chocolate chip ice cream one. Don't even ask me, but I got into it for a little while. So
I think I remember that, and it was really good.
Yeah,
it tasted like
it did. It tasted like chocolatey ice cream. It was weird, but yeah. Now I got you on the Ninja Creamy, but which I
haven't made any in a while. I need to make some tonight.
Yeah. I got to get on.
I think I got a bad batch of black cherries. That's why my black cherry didn't work.
Yeah. Did you get frozen ones?
I did, but it tastes alcoholic, like they fermented or something.
That is weird. That is strange. That's not good. Try one of the cherries outside of the.
I did. That's why I think they're bad.
Oh, okay. That'd be a good way to try it out first.
Yeah, I was like, it's like doing a shot.
I actually saw a recipe for a strawberry ice cream with like fresh strawberries, and I know you like fruity. I was gonna send it to you. I saved it. I haven't sent it to you yet.
Well, the peach truck was here right before I left for Knoxville. And I was like, man, fresh peaches and ice cream would be so good.
That sounds good. Yeah.
But I'll have to see if because they come like every couple weeks here.
Yeah.
Straight from Georgia.
That's awesome.
They're not cheap, but hey, if they're fresh and juicy, they'd be really good in ice cream.
Well, cherries aren't cheap here. Cherries cheap there.
Well, frozen are fine.
Yeah, like
they're not even selling cherries here right now.
They sell cherries here, but they're like $6.50 a pound. It's like crazy.
Yeah, we can't even get them right now.
Yeah, so they do have them here, but they're expensive. And my mom loves them, so I had bought them last week, and so, but yeah, they're expensive right now. So, anyways, well, I think that next week we're hopefully going to have a good week. I think that this week actually was a really good week for you, Scott. I think that people often think that the progress is made with like the success, but the progress is really made with like the transparency of today's episode, I think, is where things are changed.
I'm going to leave you with this one funny story.
All right.
So Sunday, middle of the night, so into Monday, Jamie's plane took off at like 4:30 in the morning. So I dropped her off at the airport around 4:00. Now, Knoxville's airport only has 2 gates.
Okay. I'm like, that's pretty quick.
Doesn't take you very long to get through. So I drop her off and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to head for home. So I get in. There's nothing open at 4:00 in the morning. So finally, like a McDonald's is open on the interstate, and I pull off to get a coffee and an Egg McMuffin. And I take one bite of the Egg McMuffin. As I get back out on the interstate, I'm already gone, and it's all eggshells. And I'm like spitting in my car, like trying to get them out.
Well,
and I was like, this is the capper of my nutrition weekend. I can't even get an effing McMuffin sandwich that is not full of eggshells.
well, I mean, I guess the good thing is that they're cracking eggs to make the egg patties, and it's not like some, like
Powdered.
egg product that's not real eggs. So I guess you know that. You know what's funny about that, dude? Like, the whole carnivore diet thing. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram, and he's really into the carnivore diet. And he was like, I don't even know what it was. He just like, he's really bizarre. I don't even know if I follow him or I just happened to find him. And he's like showcasing his meals. And he's like, I even left the eggshells in for extra crunch. I'm like, you did what? For extra
The eggshells
crunch?
on my teeth make me want to vomit.
Why would you? People are just, I mean, I know they're edible, but whoa, like I'm going to use eggshells as croutons now on my salad. Like random shit, people. I don't even know.
At that point, like nutrition is no longer enjoyable.
Yeah, agreed. Like, let's just start eating the banana peel.
I would rather eat a banana peel than an eggshell.
I would agree. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I could eat either of those things, but yeah. So, anyways, I agree with Denise. I thought that they were like already pattied up and they could have been, but you just got a bad batch, I guess. I don't know.
When I worked at McDonald's, we cracked eggs on the Egg McMuffin.
Yeah. I worked at Burger King and we did not. We had these round frozen egg patties that would come in that we would heat up. That's what we had. They were like these round egg patties.
So the round eggs at McDonald's are real. If you get a folded egg, it is a solution that you pour.
That's interesting.
Just so you know. So
If
if you want a real egg, you get the round one on a McMuffin.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy about fast food? Like looking back, when you make sausage at home, you don't deep fry sausage. But at Burger King, we deep fried sausage. Like,
I've never deep fried sausage.
neither have I. But when I worked at Burger King, that's how we cooked it. Took the sausage patties, they went in the deep fryer.
Denise wants to know how long ago that was. Denise, you and I are the only ones old enough to know about that stuff.
How old is Denise?
She is a master's athlete in the 65 plus. She made the CrossFit Games.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
For like the third or fourth time.
That's awesome. Congratulations. So does she know she's in the same division as Paula? Siasia? Shasha? Paula, Shasha, how you say her name?
She just turned 65.
I think Paula just recently aged up. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I'm not sure if Paula was in 60 to 65 or 65 plus. She's one of my clients.
So Denise, I worked at McDonald's in 1988.
I was 3 years old. That's crazy. I worked at Burger King in 2000-ish, 2001-ish, somewhere in that area, around 2000. I worked there for like 3.5 years. I actually loved my job at Burger King. I'm going to be honest. It was a fun job for me. So
I hated my job at McDonald's. I ditched them and went to Wendy's.
Oh, I loved it, man. I had fun people that I worked with. And the fact that I ate fast food, I ate so bad, man. I was a bad eater. If you'd have known me then, you would have never thought I was going to be a nutrition coach. Never. I mean,
well, when I started at Wendy's, I probably was 180 pounds.
Yeah.
And those chicken nuggets are so damn good.
Yeah, I agree. Wendy's chicken nuggets are the best. I would 100% agree. Once I was old enough to look at the McDonald's chicken nuggets and be like, these are a weird color. I was like, I don't think I want to eat these anymore. And I had the Burger King and the Wendy's ones, which were like all white meat. I'm like, That's my jam for sure. So,
And then we used to sell Otis Spunkenmeyer
yeah,
cookie at
yeah.
Wendy's. You take 2 of those and squirt a Frosty in the middle.
Oh my God, sounds amazing. Yeah,
That we would eat those all the time when I worked at
yeah.
Wendy's.
Them freaking muffins, those Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, those are like 1,000 calories in a muffin. I would eat one of those for breakfast
Yeah.
easily. Like
I have
that.
not had anything like that in
I
years.
know.
But
I can't even. Like it's funny. It's funny because I'll have clients that'll put that kind of stuff in their food journal. I'm like, I couldn't even think about eating that right now. It didn't even come to my mind. But
it shocked me that Wendy's didn't sell ice cream sandwiches with the Frosty and the cookies.
yeah.
They would have made a mint back then.
Yep, they probably would have. Wendy's has gotten a lot bigger now. So
At 17, I worked at a bakery. Not all raisins and apple pies were raisins.
mm,
That doesn't. That's not nice.
no, it's not. So, anyways, we're getting off topic, but it was good to end on a good note. So, all right. Well, I think we're in a good spot this week. I think that we feel good about going into this week. Do you feel a little bit better?
I feel a little bit better.
I was gonna say, you know what I was gonna say? I was talking to a client before this and she asked me how I was doing. I was like, honestly, not doing great. Got a lot of stuff in my mind. And I could lie to you and sugarcoat it, but that's not gonna help anybody. I think that the main thing is sometimes you feel better when you just get it out. Freaking get it out. And that's what you need to do today. So I'm proud of you. So let's do it.
I got it out. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for being here. You guys are always the best. Thank you for the encouraging words. And we'll see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Weight Loss Journey. Bye, guys.